Starting on the front row for the Daytona 500 has never been any more important than ever before. Starting on the front row for the Daytona 500 means a guaranteed starting position in the greatest race of them all, for the biggest race of the season. And if you qualify second in second or lower in any of these sessions, the first session or the second session, that means that you will have to race your way into the Daytona 500 either by the Gatorade duels that are ran on Thursday or the last chance qualifier. And nobody wants to go into the last chance qualifier because it is very, very hard to race your way in to the Daytona 500 through the last chance qualifier. And if you are the fastest in both of your, if you're the fastest in your session, that means that you are guaranteed at least the front row. You are guaranteed at least a starting position in the Daytona 500. The fastest driver in both sessions are guaranteed the front row, first and second. But the fastest person with the fastest lap, no matter if it's the guy in say the guy in group qualifying number 2 is faster than the guy that is the fastest guy in group qualifying number 1. Here, let me give you an example. If somebody like Jordan Davis is the quickest in this session with like a 46.20, and the guy in the next session, like Chris Louviere, runs a 46.10, then Chris Louviere will have the pole, and Jordan Davis will start second in the Daytona 500. But if Jordan Davis is the fastest guy compared to what Louviere is in Group 2, then Davis is the pole sitter and Louviere is second quick. This will all make sense more, I think. I hope you guys understand it. But yeah, this is what everyone is gunning for. Everyone wants to be able to start on the front row, because if you are first in one of these other two sessions, then you are guaranteed a spot in the 500, because you'll either start first and second or 39th and 40th. So you won't have to worry about where you start in the Gatorade duels. So everyone is on the racetrack right now. Trying to see right here, the fastest guy right now is PJ Williams for the Raven West Motorsports team. So yeah, you can be the quickest guy in this session, but the guy in the next group qualifying can be faster than your lap time. So that means that they will be on the pole and you will start second. But if the fastest guy in this session is quicker than the fastest guy in the other session, then this guy will start first and the other guy will start second. I hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, everyone, this is the guys that will start in Gatorade Duel number 1. Since we have so many guys trying to qualify for this race, that means that not enough people is going to be able to get on the racetrack, so we had to split the sessions in half. Kyle Collins was at one time the fastest guy on the charts right now, but he is now down to 6. Skylar Johnson and Basilio Gomez, these are guys that are just really hoping they can race their way into the duels. They're pretty slow, but because just like this Crayola car, their biggest goal for this whole entire Daytona 500 Speed Weeks is to race their way in to the Daytona 500 via the Gatorade duels. And the only way to race your way in to the Daytona 500 is by finishing in the top 20 in the Gatorade duel. And Jeff James just got bumped down to second place because Steven Jenkins right now has the fastest lap of them all so far. So one of the Raven West cars is fastest right now in this session. They're all going pretty fast right here in this little 4-car pack. Jeff James right now is second, and starting second in the Daytona 500 duels does not mean anything. You could be second place in your duels and it not mean anything. Jordan Newman just picked up to be the fastest guy right now. Just by running in this little draft right here, but someone else just picked up here, and that is Jake Bassinger. Jake Bassinger with Jordan Davis. They are right now first and second now. But like I said, any lower than second place does not mean anything. From 31st all the way up to second does not mean anything to you. So right now a 38.49. These cars are flying, and if you're wondering why these cars are going insanely quicker than what they usually have been before, then that's because we do not have restrictor plates on these race cars here at Daytona anymore. And so that is allowing a lot of slingshot drafting here. Jeff James has just picked up to first quick right now, and running on the inside right here is probably not going to be the best for him. But getting the slingshot draft off Andreas Allen and Eric Burton here. Andreas brings it on in there. He's not running really quick here. Anyone picking up? No, no one's picked up just yet. He actually ran really quick that last lap. Jeff James just made another quick fast lap this time, and going right around Devin Becker, one of the guys that is only gunning to try and race his way in on Thursday, is holding up these guys right there. But these little cats right here are trying to run a fast lap here. Galligan, Jackson, Cyron, and Matt DeLeo. There's Zebulon Stark, who was really a big problem in the duels, not the duels, but the shootout last night. Cody Lamas, he did really well in the duels as well. Hunter Davis did a pretty good job as well in the duels. Actually, May's first time on track. Jordan Fisher did a real good job in the Gatorade duels, or Gatorade Budweiser shootout. Bradley Bishop, the rookie right there. Just trying to check up here. We only have a little bit. We don't have that much laps left, or not laps left. We don't have that much time left in these sessions here. But yeah, Jacob Hart is second right now. But that doesn't really mean anything, because your starting position in the Gatorade duels does not mean anything to you. It is more about where, if you can qualify first in your session here. And right now, Jeff James is first right now. But right now, his fastest lap of them all is a 38.25. But let's say somebody in the qualifying group number 2 right after this runs a 38.10, just a little quicker lap time than Jeff James did, then they will start on the pole, and Jeff James will start second in the Daytona 500. But if the front row starters wreck in the Gatorade duels and have to retire out of the race, then they will have to start either 39th and 40th, depending on where they are already running in the 500. So yeah, Jeff James right now is first. And I don't see anybody else really picking up. Jake Bassinger trying to get back out there to get a faster lap time to maybe snatch away the pole, but I don't see it happening. These guys are running a really quick lap time here with Jeff James, Eric Burton, Jordan Newman, and Steven Jenkins. Maybe they'll run a good lap here. Here they are. Last lap, it's not quite that fast. It's really quick lap times there. 38.38, but a 38.25 is right now the quickest lap time of them all. But man, they're still flying around this racetrack, and they're going to get a draft off Andreas Allen and them. This might be the money lap here. With these 4 guys right here, look out. They're going to run up on some slower cars here. Boy, oh boy, Jeff James may be running another fast lap here. Oh boy, but he's going to get held up a little. And here we go. They got held up just a tiny bit there, and that may cost them. Boy, they could have ran a really fast lap there if they had more time there. But a 38.29 right there. Just 0.04 of a second slower than his actual fastest lap. And boy, if them cars didn't hold them up right there in the Troy Oval, they could have really beat that lap time there. Because this guy right here, Mason Powers, is really holding them up there. But as they're still running really quick lap times, the session is fixing to be done here. And that is it. everyone else that passed the start-finish line is going to get a chance to continue their lap time. But Jeff James is looking like he's going to be the top dog in this session, and looks like he might be locked in to the Daytona 500 off his time trial speed. Looking right here, everyone else, this is the rest of the guys right here. James Shelley, I don't see it happening for him. James Shelley, Skylar Johnson, Nathan Timberlake, not going to happen for him. BJ Williams, Basilio Gomez, Vijay Prashanda's not going to do it. James Fox and Ryan Acosta's got a fast lap going here. They pick up, but not enough to take away the top spot there. Daniel Voiles is not going to do it. Ashley Mace and Hunter Davis not going to do it. Cooper Cyron not going to do it. And it looks like Jeff James is going to be in the Daytona 500 off time trial speeds. That has got to be a big relief there, because no matter what, Jeff James is guaranteed either starting 1st and 2nd or 39th and 40th in the Daytona 500. And that is it. With that being done there, here it is.
Drivers, to your cars.
Jeff James, by 0.02 of a second, he is quicker than Jordan Newman, last season's champion, and Eric Burton, a defending champion, and also Jacob Hart, a defending champion. Look at all these defending champions up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of our past champions in this Gatorade Duel on Thursday for Gatorade Duel number 1. It's going to be starting in the top 7. Wow. Jeff James and Steven Jenkins is the only guys in between all these past champions here. But if a past champion does fall behind 20th position in the duels, they are guaranteed a starting position, guaranteed the champion's provisional, but that is the previous champion, and that isn't needed for use. But Jeff James, depending if his lap time right here is quicker than the fastest guy's lap in the next session, will we know if Jeff James is either starting 2nd or 1st in the Daytona 500. A 38:25 is the time to beat, to be on the pole for the 500, but Jeff James is probably elated right now. He is locked in to the Daytona 500. Along with Jordan Newman. Newman, no matter what he does this speed weeks, is guaranteed a starting position, even if he needs to use that past champion's provisional, because he is our last season's champion. So, these two cats right here, 1st and 2nd right now, are guaranteed no matter what a starting position in the 500. Welcome to group qualifying number 2, and we're gonna, as we're waiting on the first guy to pull out onto the racetrack, we're gonna go ahead and talk about what we was talking about just before we left right there. We talked about Jordan Newman, past champion, and all like 5 guys in that qualifying session, in that qualifying duel right there. 5 past champions are in both duels. The Sony Cup Series officials have arranged the lineup here in the duels right here to split up teammates as much as they can, and split up the past champions. They don't want like 7 past champions in one duel and 3 past champions in the next, because that would mean a lot more past champions. That would mean the 7 past champions in that one duel. It would mean a lot greater chance of them, of some past champions to go into the last chance race and screw them over. So 5 past champions in one duel, 5 past champions in the other. Teammates split up in both duels, and it's as much as they can. And Emma White is the first car to pull out. Emma did really well in the Bud Shootout, I thought so. Ran up in the front pack for the most of the time there, did Emma White. And she actually led a couple of times there. One of the Allen family gang cars. So, teammates with the great Andreas Allen and Jeffrey Lynn. Emma White and Jeffrey Lynn are really going to be trying as hard as they can to win here. Jeffrey Lynn has not went to victory lane in so long. This is Nick Mace right here, in a different car than he ran in the Bud Shootout. The Papa Murphy Chevrolet paint scheme here. I really like this paint scheme. Nick Mace on his downtime makes pizzas with Papa Murphy's in Mankato, Minnesota. So, yeah, a little advertisement there. as he runs along right here with not Nathan, but that's Alan Smith right there. Teammates with Nathan Timberlake in the 57, but they're really only trying to gun, as in trying to qualify into the Daytona 500 via the Gatorade duels by finishing in the top 20. And being with guys like right here with Alan Smith, his biggest goal for this entire Speed Weeks is to go into Thursday in his Gatorade duel and beat 11 drivers. That's what he's got to do. He's got to beat 11 drivers. If he can do that, he's in the Daytona 500. He'll start 40th or higher, something like that, if he can just qualify in. And that's what most of these guys are really gunning for, like Ezekiel Proctor, a past driver of the series, hadn't raced in so long. Driving for the Crayola car here. Noah Hart getting held up there. Was running along with Jesse Turner there. Jesse Turner's actually third quick right now. He was second. Fastest guy on the point right now. We're looking right here. Second place is Dylan Young. And the first fastest guy on the grid right now is, what a shock, not really, it is Luke Martin, the Silver Bullet right now. The other Corweiser Racing car. His Corweiser Racing teammate of Jeff James was the quickest in qualifying session number 1 and qualifying session number 2 right now. If the session was to end right now with Luke Martin the fastest in this session with a 38.83, he is not quicker than a 38.25 that Jeff James ran in the session number 1 that he ran. So Jeff James would be on the pole and Luke Martin would be second in the Daytona 500, but that is not to be because Martin just got booted down the list because Dylan Young, the Season 10 Daytona 500 winner, is now the quickest. And like I said, Young has good equipment underneath him, but he's not been that quick in the late few seasons here. He hasn't won since Season 10, and I think the 500 was actually his last win. And Emma White, she's got good equipment, but like, is basically like the Danica Patrick of this series. And I don't know if I'd go that low to saying it, but Young, that's sort of surprising name to be on the front row right now. And right now, Young's lap is slower than Jeff James's lap, so Young would start second in the Daytona 500 if it was to end right now. But they ran up on the lap car right here of Ezekiel, not lap car, but I'm already getting used to saying lap cars with back markers of like this. Ezekiel Proctor's going to go ahead and get out of the way. He knows that he's just trying to get some laps out here. He's not trying to wreck because these cars right here do not have any much backup cars right here. Michael White, the Turner Fenway Racing cars. Michael White's just trying all he can to return to victory lane. It's been 12 seasons since his last win. He went to victory lane in Cape America in Season 7 when he was nearly battling for a championship with Petty Enterprises. But White, he's just trying to find a way to victory lane. It's been so long. But believe it or not, Michael White, I think he might have a chance at winning here. He might not be. But the fastest guy right now is still Dylan Young. He is chugging along at a good speed here. I'd say look out for Young on this lap here. He's got a good draft right here off of Nick Mace up front in front of him. So he may be able to get a good lap here. He's drafting along with Trent Togger. Togger may be in a good run here to get a fast lap here. Look at Young trying to even himself up with Nick Mace there. Mace goes on by Chris Louviere. But here comes Dylan Young. He's got a run here, drafting along behind Chris Louviere here. This is going to be a fast lap here. Look out here. Dylan Young and Trek Togger. I think, watch out for Togger's lap. He's going to jump up. And Dylan Young, well, I thought it was going to be a quicker lap than that, but it wasn't. And Trek Togger didn't really run that quick of a lap as I thought he was going to run. But they're still chugging along pretty good speed here. And right there on the bottom side, that's Ezekiel Proctor again. Sean Perkins really, wow, his last lap, he's been off the track for a while. But Perkins, he's not really too quick right now. He's struggling to find a partner here to get a good lap in here. As Luke Martin, he's been kind of running nearly by himself here. So is Dom Capps. Reason why they're kind of down the list as well. Henry Kavanagh, who was so close to winning that championship last season, runs right now 8th. Malik Nevins goes on by him. And here's second on the board, Vince Allen. He's got a good run here. Look out for this lap time here. Here comes Vince Allen around the top side of Alan Cavanaro, and he picks up there. Very good lap time right there. Charles Sanford, he picks up there. So does Jeffrey Lynn. And also Zachary Fitzwater. He's right there, third on the list. And then the winner of the blood shootout right there of DJ Curtis. So Curtis probably got a good feeling underneath him of winning the first race of the season. But it's not a points-paying event. But it did show that CBM is going to be a threat for some wins and possibly another championship here, as they're still chugging along a good speed here. Vince Allen, just not a fast enough run around the racetrack to really threat for anything here, as these are a bunch of back markers here running along, trying to be quick here. Chase Cravey, he is right now the slowest guy right now. Nick Mason, Dylan Young running along right here. But yeah, Young right now, his fastest lap was a 38.42, and Nick Mason's doing a good job right here. Look at the fast lap there. Look at there. Nick Mason's last lap, he ran a 38.49. He jumped up to second quick, with Dylan Young jumping up a little bit quicker last lap right there. And they're going to get a draft run, I think, on some slower cars here. And Trent Togger may be in the benefit right here. He might be, as they run up on some slower lap traffic. They're going to go to the bottom side of them here. Oh, and that really slowed them up there. They could have got a real quick lap there. But, let's see what they run right here. Oh, someone may have bumped Young off the board here. No, Young is still the leader, but someone just jumped up to second quick. And it wasn't Trogger. I don't know who jumped up to second quick. Dang. Somebody jumped up to second quick on the board, and that person is right there. That is Zachary Fitzwater right there. Running along with this little pack here, he's doing a good job here. As the time is ticking down, everyone's trying to get a good line right here to get a fast lap there. And there's that little pack right here that's been very quick right now. Dylan Young is still the quickest right now. And as the time is ticking down, and it is over. Everyone past the finish line here will be able to get a lap in. And I'm sure that is everyone from Martin up. So, yeah, let's see right here. Who's going to pick up? Is anyone going to pick up here? Alan Cavanaro with Richard Johnson and Charlie Smith's not going to pick up here. Everyone returning to the racetrack. I don't know why he is. Here we go. Nick Mace with Dylan Young and Trent Togger. They are not going to pick up this lap. And Nick Mace is going to be 6th. Dylan Young's in 5th. Someone knocked Young off the board there. Young's down to 7th. Young is not going to be on the pole. And who is it going to be? It's not any of these guys here. Someone just ran the quickest lap right there. Vince Allen, this pack right here did it. Vince Allen's 3rd. Jeffrey Lynn is right now the quickest guy. And he is quicker than right now of Jeff James's quickest lap. So right now, Jeffrey Lynn will start on the pole for the Daytona 500 of 2015. And there it is. We are done. A last-minute change in the qualifying session with Jeffrey Lynn, Charles Sanford, Vince Allen. Sean Perkins jumped up as well, but it wasn't enough. But man, Jeffrey Lynn quicker than Jeff James's lap. So this means that Jeffrey Lynn will be on the pole for the Daytona 500 if he does not wreck in his Gatorade Duel. And if Jeff James does not wreck in his Gatorade Duel, he will start 2nd. Jeffrey Lynn, Jeff James, they will start in the Daytona 500. So now we know 3 guys that will, no matter what, be in the Daytona 500. Jeffrey Lynn will either start 1st or 39th in the Daytona 500. Jeff James will either start 2nd or 40th in the Daytona 500. And Also, Jordan Newman, last season's champion, is no matter what guaranteed that 42nd starting spot for his past champions provisional if he chooses to need it. So, no matter what happens, them 3 guys we know is going to be in this race. But I want to show you the fast lap that Jeffrey Lynn ran to get himself on the pole. Okay, so they was running behind some lap cars here. Or not lap cars, but slow cars, as I will put it. This is the lap right here that Jeffrey Lynn got up to the pole. Charles Sanford is going to be second in the Gatorade duel here just because of this as well. 2:36 into the turn there as they are drafting in right behind Vince Allen. They are running behind some guys that are running pretty fast, but not very fast. They're running kind of slow. Malik Nevins, Henry Kavanaugh, James Shelley, they're kind of slow. And look at the speeds they are carrying here. 2:40 into turn number 3. No wonder they ran the quickest lap. And so, right here, Vince Allen kind of slowed up because he ran up on them guys in turn 4. Jeffrey Lynn was still chugging along at good speed and was not slowing up at all. And he shot right up to the top of the board with that lap right there. And Jeffrey Lynn and Charles Sanford right there first and second for the Gatorade duel. And Jeffrey Lynn, as you can see, he ran all over Vince Allen with the run he had there. And with that last lap he ran right there, he only ran one more lap with the session still in hand. And Jeffrey Lynn will start the Daytona 500 from the pole.
Driver,